Okay, I'm just going to quickly talk you through parenthesis and how you can use it in a grammatical sentence, because I understand the PowerPoint can be a little bit confusing. So when you're using parenthesis, you need to start off with a fully grammatical sentence. That means a sentence which makes sense on its own. So my sentence that I'm starting off with, nice and simple, Sheila likes cats. Okay, it makes sense, it's a full grammatical sentence. Parenthesis is when you add extra information into an already grammatical sentence. For example, here I've got Sheila, the tall one, likes cats. And what I've done, because I've added in an extra piece of information, is I've punctuated it with brackets. So I've put brackets on either side of my parenthesis. If I were to take the parenthesis out and look at the whole sentence without it, it would still make sense on its own. It would still be Sheila likes cats. You can also have parentheses at the end of a sentence. So I've just done on the last one an example of parentheses used at the end. So I've got Sheila likes cats, usually. Now, with parenthesis as well, you don't always have to use brackets. You can also use commas or dashes. So if I wanted to punctuate this parenthesis on the middle example a little bit differently, I could use dashes on either side of my extra information. Sheila, the tall one, likes cats, or I could use commas, and it would still be fully grammatical. If it's parenthesis at the end, if you're using brackets, you need to make sure that you've got both brackets. If you're using dashes or commas, however, you only need one at the beginning. So you can have a comma, Sheila likes cats, usually, or you can have a dash. Sheila likes cats, usually. Okay, I've just done one other example as well to show you how it can be used as well. So my example sentence here is, late at night, around 12 a.m, there was a loud crash. I can check my sentence is grammatical without the parenthesis by reading it without it. So let's read it without it. Late at night, there was a loud crash. So the extra bit of information that I've added in there is around 12 a.m. and I've punctuated it with dashes. Again, I could have used brackets to punctuate my parenthesis, or I could have used commas. Either way, it's still grammatical. And I just thought I would show you the first sentence that's on the task for you to do. So the sentence is, and it's not punctuated correctly on the task, your job is to put the correct punctuation in. Mrs. Meredith, who wore a pink dress, read a story to the children. Now what you need to do is you need to find out which part of this is the main clause, which basically means the bit that makes sense on its own, the full sentence. So I can see here, the main part of the sentence really is Mrs. Meredith read a story to the children. That's the bit that makes sense as a full sentence on its own. The extra information that I've put in is who wore a pink dress. It's not essential to the sentence. It doesn't have a massive impact on the meaning. It's just a bit of extra information. So I'm going to punctuate it by putting some brackets around it. Mrs. Meredith, who wore a pink dress, read a story to the children. So you can see how I've just added a little bit of extra information. When you do it in your book, you don't have to use brackets. You could use, obviously, dashes or commas. Either would be fine. I would mark any correct. But I thought I'd go through that question to make it nice and clear how to do the task in your book. So you'd be copying the sentence in with the correct punctuation around your parenthesis. I hope that helped.